Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing today? Today is Tuesday, and I'm back. Apologize for being out last week. And I want to thank each and every one of you who took the time to text me, email me, message me your condolences, your love, and your prayers. For those of you who don't know, my mother-in-law passed suddenly the other week, and we've been navigating that. But with your help and your love and your prayers coming towards us, it was felt. And I so appreciate each and every one of you for taking the time to do that for us. So, welcome to Tuesday Talks at 10:30, a place where we get together to align our energy with practices, with mindfulness, where you're becoming, where you're growing and learning, and where you are not judged. Your thoughts are just that. They are your thoughts. We talk about mediumship and readings, grief, meditation, mindfulness, spiritual growth, and more. For anyone who is new in this safe space, we invite you to reconnect with your higher self. Know that no judgments are made. Your thoughts are just that. There is nothing to prove here to anyone. I just ask that you relax and open your heart and your mind, and that you would allow the words that need to fall upon your ears, that you need to hear, that you hear them with grace. For those of you who are returning back, I'm so glad that you're here, that you're learning and growing and spreading your energy with us as well. So this month, we are talking about a really big subject. We are discussing earth energy and grounding, stability, nature, things that are coming within you. And as a place of reconnection, a place where everything in your life grows differently. A seed outside of the earth is just that. It's a seed. You are not here to rise above the human experience. You are here to root into it deeply, to blossom, to bloom. You are planted. You are tilling your soil. And on this talk today, we are going to talk about from overthinking to inner grounding. And it is where the quiet work begins that we don't always necessarily realize is happening within us. Sorry, I lost my place. So long before anything blooms in your life, it learns to grow in the dark, beneath the surface. And so do you. There is this quiet shift that happens when you move from the noise in your mind into the steadiness of something deeper. It's less like figuring it out, and it's more like returning, finding your roots, allowing the roots to find the water beneath the surface. It's that moment when you realize you don't always need to become something new. You need to return to what is already within you and waken that up. Allow it to grow within you. So there's a journey inward from the surface of the storm down to the stillness, into the grounded earth. Because we need the storm, we need the water to grow and to learn and to become sturdy. But we don't want to stay stuck in that storm. So I've come up with 5 components to strengthen your roots, beneath the surface. The first and foremost is focus. Choosing where you're allowing your energy to land. And when you choose where it's going to land, I would ask that you would view this as not being forced, as a devotion to yourself. You're acknowledging the storm and gently returning your attention to what truly matters. Each time you come back, you're strengthening that inner anchor within you, your roots. Number 2, eliminate distractions. This is clearing the soil. Distractions aren't just external. They become internal, energetic clutter. Things that you're distracted with, your mind tends to spiral out of control sometimes. It scatters. It goes all over the place. But when you start to eliminate the distractions, you're clearing the soil. You are tending to your garden. You are allowing to take up the proper amount of space by seeing what you're allowing to take that space. You're making it sacred. So what I want you to think about is what needs to be pulled out of your soil that is stopping your growth. Something meaningful is growing within you. But sometimes energetic clutter stops it. And I want you to really think about the things that you surround yourself with, that you give time and energy to, that maybe stops your growth. Meaningful growth. Number 3, practicing mindfulness. This is the doorway. Mindfulness is not a task. It's an arrival. When you start to notice how your body feels, how your breath is responding to certain situations, you're becoming aware of your body and of your breath. And this becomes that bridge that allows you to find peace, that allows you to eliminate distractions, that allows you to focus. When you're truly, fully here, the mind softens its grips to something wiser, and it speaks to you. And it intuitively guides you on the path that you need to be on, instead of allowing distractions to get in your path. So practicing mindfulness. Number 4, living in the moment. Living in the moment. It's slowing down. It's becoming aware of the bridge that we just talked about, where focus connects where the mind loses its grip. But this is where alignment exists. Your higher self doesn't live in the past or in the future. Your human self does. Your higher self is always right here. You could describe it as stepping out of time and stepping into truth. And when we allow ourselves to do this, clarity feels simple. It feels natural. It doesn't feel forced, where you say to yourself, I need to sit down and figure it out. We find truth and balance when we live in the moment. not thinking about who we were or who we're going to become. Who are we right now? Right now, I'm living in the moment. If you've had a reading with me, you'll notice at the beginning I ask you to take a deep breath. Don't think about yesterday, today, or tomorrow. Just be here, present with me. Connect heart to heart and soul to soul. That's what being present is. You are connecting to your heart, to your soul, to your energetic being. It's not forced. This is a space that is sacred because clarity feels invited. It feels invited. Have you ever been somewhere that you didn't feel like you were invited? Think about your higher self, your intuitiveness, your knowing to feel out of place within yourself because you keep spiraling back into the past or into the future instead of just taking a breath, focusing on living in the moment, being right here in my sacred space where clarity is natural. And number 5, accessing your mental consciousness. Observing is not always becoming. It's slowing the mind down, and instead of being inside of every single thought, you are teaching your consciousness and your humanness to sit beside each other, hand in hand, to walk through things. When a storm approaches, you watch the clouds move across the sky. The sky's the higher self, not the storm. Make sense? So I want you to bring in your mental awareness, your spiritual awareness, and become friends in agreement with what is best for you. Not all growth is visible. So, when you think about your roots, when you think about planting things, roots don't need applause. They don't need validation. They grow in the dark, in the quiet, and in the unseen. They sense the direction that they need to move in to find nourishment. Sometimes it may feel as though nothing is happening around you. You're becoming something deeper than what you can see. You bloom where you are planted. But trust that before the bloom, there's always the root. So everything we just spoke about, the stillness, the awareness, the higher self, that is where it's built. In the quiet. It doesn't always live far away. It's right here. It's quiet. Through the ways that you tend to yourself every day, that either strengthens or weakens your roots. So I want to talk about going back. We're going to go back to what we just talked about. There's 5 key components. Focus becomes a root. Each time you return your attention back, You are sending energy downward. You are telling your nervous system this matters. Your roots will grow where your energy flows. And you've heard me say something similar to that 1,000 times. Energy flows where the mind goes. So you want to grow and strengthen your roots. And then 2, eliminating distractions actually becomes protection. You are choosing what gets access to your soil. Not everything deserves to take root within you, around you, and because of you. Ooh. There are many things, many weeds that will try and grow in your soil to take away your nourishment, to take away your sunshine. That's where mindfulness becomes your nourishment. It's the presence of the water and the nourishment you need. Pulling the weeds. The more you come back to this moment of mindfulness, the more you are feeding what is trying to grow beneath the surface. The more you look at protecting what's around you. It's like, you know how when you grow a garden, the deer and the rabbits, they all like to come in and eat your vegetables? You put a little fence around it. Mindfulness also becomes, eliminating distractions also becomes boundaries that you are lovingly setting for yourself. So no one else can take from it. Mindfulness is your nourishment. And when we look at, when we were talking about living in the moment, well, that's your stability. And stability, stability contains your roots. Your roots don't grow in just yesterday or in just tomorrow. They grow right now with every single thing that goes into their soil, with every little person or weed that's around, with the beautiful sunlight that helps them. Because you're no longer reacting to the things that you are protecting yourself from. Your roots live in the moment. This is where your strength holds. This is where you find balance. And when all of this comes together, you're accessing your own consciousness because you're becoming aware of your roots themselves. You're making them important. You begin to feel these things that are happening beneath the surface. You don't need to react to them. You're just witnessing and choosing to be aligned with what's happening. Make sense? So if you feel stuck, if you feel like nothing is changing, stop for a moment and ask yourself, am I strengthening my roots? Am I accessing my consciousness? Am I living in the moment? Am I being mindful and giving myself nourishment? Am I eliminating those distractions? Am I focusing on my roots? My balance, being grounded. And there are, along with these 5 components, these 5 thought-provoking things, there's a mantra that you can use. And that mantra is, I trust that what is growing within me, even when I cannot see it. So when you feel like you're not being seen, when you feel like you're stuck and nothing is happening that is visible to you, stop, take a deep breath. I trust what is growing within me, even though I cannot see it. And maybe go a little bit deeper. Maybe say in that mantra, I release the noise of my mind and I return to the wisdom within. I am rooted. I am guided. I am becoming. Because in essence, the bloom is not something you chase. It's something that inevitably happens. If you plant a seed and you tend to the soil and you water the soil, just looks like dirt for a while, then all of a sudden, something starts to pop up. We don't know what's happening beneath the ground. But inevitably, something happens when the roots are deep enough and nourished enough to hold on and push upwards. Focus, clarity, being present, returning to the now, witnessing your mind, but rooted in your truth. Because the life that you are waiting for is already growing beneath your feet. Even if you can't see it. Even if you can't see it. I trust what is growing within me, even when I cannot see it. I release the noise of my mind and I return to the wisdom within. I am rooted. I am guided. And I am becoming. Because we all want to live the life we love and love the life we live. But sometimes we get scattered. Sometimes we get confused and lost. And overthinking should be that sign to you, I need to do some inner grounding. Because in the quiet, that's where the work begins. That's where the balance and the grounding begins. And I'm going to say this to you, and I want you to really take it in. Are you ready? The bloom is not your job. The roots are. Where are your roots planted? Are you present? Are you clearing the mind? Are you focusing on the important things? Are you eliminating distractions? Are you practicing mindfulness? Are you living in the moment? Are you trusting your intuition and connecting with consciousness? Focus, clarity, be present, return to the now, witness your mind, and root in the truth. Because life is waiting for you. The bloom, not your job. The roots are. I hope this has awakened something within you to know that you are not stuck. Something is growing within you, even if you cannot see it. You are not stuck. You're planted. You're growing. You just haven't gotten to the point where you're blooming yet. But it's coming. All right, guys, I pray that you live the life you love and you love the life you live. I pray that you trust the bloom and you nourish your roots. I will see you next week at Tuesday Talks at 10:30 right here on this bad channel. I love you so much, and thank you all for being here with me today. Have a great and magical day. Plant those roots. Know that the bloom is not your job. The roots are. All right. I love you. Bye-bye.